Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're all doing so well on this wonderful Friday. I wanted to come on here to do the astrological messages for Gemini season. And I'd say I want to do this reading, but technically it's to redo this reading because I did record it and half of it got deleted somehow. So I figured I best to just come on here and do the reading live like that. Instagram automatically saves it and I don't have to worry about it getting deleted. I don't know about you guys, but I've had really weird tech issues happening as of late. Things being deleted, glitching, and just weird stuff. And tech just not cooperating overall. So I figured coming on here and doing a live is probably my best bet to get this reading out here. Because funny enough, half of the reading saved. So the signs from Libra to Pisces will be posted on my YouTube channel. Hopefully later today, if not, maybe during the weekend. But mind you, every time I put a timeline on things, the universe tends to shift things completely. And I tend to not set a timeline on things anymore. And just trust that whenever things are meant to be posted or uploaded, they will be done in divine timing. Because as always, all of my readings are intended to be timeless. So even though we will be shifting into Cancer season in a couple weeks, this message is still going to be valid whenever you feel drawn to it. So the archetypes for Gemini season were the Nectar, the Queen, and the Warrior. So the other reason why I had been putting off redoing this reading is because my Warrior card seems to be MIA at the moment. So I also found that to be interesting. And if you resonate with the Warrior archetype, what I'm taking this to mean is that you might be going on a journey sometime in the upcoming weeks or months. And this journey is going to initiate you into awakening to a part of yourself that you never knew was present. It might be lighting that fire, so to speak. So take that how it resonates. Or you might be encountering someone with significant warrior energy over the next coming weeks or months. So take that how it resonates, leave the rest behind. So without further ado, I'm going to draw cards for Aries up until Virgo with these archetypes. I'm just trying to remember because I'm pretty sure from Libra to Pisces it saved. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to see what the archetypes for Gemini season have in terms of messages. I'm using the same decks that I did the first time I recorded this reading, which is the Herbal Astrology Oracle, as well as the Threads of Fate Oracle. I don't know where that box went. Anyways, we're just going to get into it. So if you have Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is going to be your message for Gemini season. So let's find out. Message for Aries. And the first time I did this reading, and this is just from memory because it was quite significant, was to do with divine counterparts. So it was more so a love reading from what I can remember. And there being a chance for union during Gemini season. So either you meeting up physically with your divine counterpart if you had been in separation, or meeting them for the first time if you have yet to meet your significant other. Besides that, let's see the new message that wants to come through for Gemini season for Aries. We have Kava Kava Community. This is such a beautiful card. First time I see this card. And then we have Coca, Foresight. We also have Trust. in reverse. Okay. So let's interpret this new message that wants to come through for Aries. So the first thing I actually noticed was how there are topless women in both of these cards. And to me, that indicates that there's a connection with Cancer energy, because Cancer rules the breasts. But breasts also have to do with sacred nourishment. So maybe you've been in need of nourishment. And when we think of nourishment, we think of the goddess. We think of feminine energy. So maybe for certain of my Aries, there's a need to reconnect with your inner feminine so that you can nourish yourself. And Aries being an externally driven energy, there could be a call that comes through either from a loved one or significant other for you to provide more nourishment, maybe even volunteering at a food bank. And then there's this need to open up to community as well. So maybe Aries, you'll be meeting significant people. You might be traveling over the next coming weeks or months and really encountering people that are a part of your soul tribe. And it's weird because as I'm trying to read these cards, I'm definitely feeling like an influx of energy and just like static electricity coming through. And with that in mind, I'm being drawn to the kind of like smoke that's happening here, or sparkles and stars, however you want to call that. And then also having smoke and like stars around this sword. And it's interesting that there's a sword in this picture, because swords always make me think of truth. So there might be a need for you to speak your truth, even though it's hard. Because we can see this sword here and it's wrapped with roots. So I'm sensing that for some of my Aries, there's a truth that you have yet to speak or share with someone. And this someone could be a significant other. And there's fear surrounding sharing this truth, which is why trust is in reverse over here. So there's something that Aries, you don't trust quite yet about sharing or vocalizing this fear. And Spirit is coming through to say, if this fear is weighing very heavily on your heart at this point in time, turn to your community, turn to your friends and people that actually see you to kind of not validate the fear, but be a safe place for you to express that fear and be received for it. I'm also sensing that it's going to be a very fertile period for you, Aries, as well, in terms of creativity. I'm being drawn to, I'm just going to call this being Mother Gaia. I'm seeing her full stomach here, which can be a symbol of fertility, pregnancy, conception. And then I'm also being drawn to the flower at the top of this sword. So you might find yourself in a very fertile and abundant season. And then I'm also being drawn to the moon back here behind these clouds. So Cancer season could be quite significant. A Cancer person could be significant. You could be in a relationship with a Cancer person. And then we also, interestingly enough, have the sun right beneath. So there's kind of this duality going on for you, Aries, either right now or over the next coming weeks or months. And there's a need for you to turn inwards and simply observe how this duality is taking place. There could be a dance happening between your light self and your shadow self. And there's a need to just dive into all of it and really introspect, because you have the moon here, which symbolizes emotions. And then you also have Pluto here. So Pluto is that planet of death, rebirth, transformation. And we also have the butterfly here, which is another symbol of transformation. So I'm definitely sensing, Aries, you're being called to transform over the next coming weeks or months. And you also have butterflies on this card as well. So seeing butterflies could be significant for you over the next coming weeks. We also have Uranus, and we have Venus on this card too. So having Venus here, having these flowers in bloom, there's definitely a need for you, Aries, to water your own garden over the upcoming weeks. I'm feeling that this fear might kind of be strangling your throat chakra. So whatever it is you have yet to communicate, even start by writing it down somewhere to try and clear that throat chakra, because I'm definitely sensing a type of block that's taking place within this energy center, and it really has to do with this fear that you have yet to express. And all this butterfly kind of show up magically. I was going to say out of this like cauldron or bowl here, almost as if the love, the intention, the magic of this community here has manifested transformation. So working alongside someone might be significant for you over the upcoming weeks as well. And then we have the jaguar right here. So the jaguar could be one of your power animals. It could be a spirit animal that's coming through to work with you at this time. And then I'm also being drawn to seeing the clouds here. So for a lot of my Aries, you might have been feeling head in the clouds, kind of unsure about what your next steps are, but Spirit is coming through to say that there's a rainbow that's going to be surfacing for you over the upcoming weeks. And I definitely sense that, Aries, you're going to be experiencing this rainbow, whatever this is, before the end of Gemini season. So we end Gemini season roughly around June 20th, give or take a couple days. So you're going to be experiencing a rainbow of some kind, and it has to do with this transformation because the butterfly is really standing out, and it has to do with trust. So for some of my Aries, speaking your truth could be that rainbow, but it could be something completely different as well. So let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. So we have power in reverse. And then we also have Rhodiola, wisdom. So again, this power being in reverse, I definitely sense that has to do with this truth that you have yet to speak of. And whatever it is, it's you suppressing parts of your power. But that's going to lift as soon as you realize that whenever you share your expression, whatever's on your heart, there's wisdom to be gained. And the key advice that's coming through for Aries at this time is to not let yourself get swept away by your emotions. However things are going to turn out when you express this truth, whatever this is, that's the outcome life needs to take for your growth and the other person's growth. We also have Uranus and Mercury. So there's definitely something that needs to be expressed and communicated to somebody else. And with Uranus being here twice, it can be an unconventional truth. It could be something very vast and wide because Uranus is a planet that oversees multiple generations and is not a personal planet. Or it could be something very small for you and quirky, something that you keep hidden, because Uranus rules Aquarius, and Aquarius not only is a rebel and a visionary, but they can be a little strange and like odd things. So maybe your truth has to do with something that you find odd or strange about yourself, and Spirit is coming through to say you need to share it. So whatever this truth is, Aries, express it. If it's scary to express to the person that is meant to receive it, take an initial step before that and write it out or share your thoughts with somebody that you can trust. And know that there is divine support around you at all times. So those are the messages for Aries in regards to Gemini season. We're now going to move into Taurus. So if you have Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is going to be your message. Let's see. Okay. All right, so for Taurus, I'll say we all have cards in reverse, but no one is upright. And again, I wish I had remembered a bit more of what the initial reading was, because I do not. Okay, so for Taurus, we have comfrey, completion, that was in reverse. We also have the sovereign in reverse. And then we have dare to dream. And this card is upright. At the bottom of the deck, we have fate. I don't know if you can see that properly. And we also have ayahuasca, rebirth. So I'm being drawn to the 5. And then I'm also being drawn to the 32 here, which makes a 5 as well. So the main theme that's coming through for Taurus when it comes to Gemini season has to do around change. And I'm kind of getting the sense that a lot of this change might be sporadic. It might be change that you did not anticipate. You might have to suddenly relocate for work. You might have to relocate because you're finally going to be physically with somebody you love. This could be anything, so take that how it resonates, because I'm being drawn to both of these cards and how busy they are. So there's definitely change coming through for Taurus, and this change could be absolutely anything. For some of you, it could be completely changing up your wardrobe and your appearance. For some of you, it could be, and I know this might sound whatever, but I'm just going to say it anyways, it could be getting a significant piece of jewelry. For some of you, it might be a family heirloom that you just happen to find. For some of you, you might be meeting a long-lost relative over the upcoming weeks. There's a lot of like strange energy moving about Taurus right now. And a lot of these changes that are going to be occurring for you have to do with fate and destiny. Because we have Dare to Dream here, and we also have the Fate card. So these changes, though they might be sporadic, they might be chaotic, and you might not understand just yet where this is meant to take you. It's meant to take you to your destiny and where you're actually meant to be planted. Because I'm being drawn to this plant here, and for some of my Tauruses, though you might be content with your current job and the stability it offers you, it's not where you're meant to be. You're meant to completely change and relocate. And this card has come out before, and just quickly in passing, I find that this looks like eagle wings. And this card here, Dare to Dream, is associated with the eagle spirit. So eagles could be significant for my Tauruses as well. And with the Sovereign being in reverse, I'm getting the sense that though these changes might take you by surprise, it's to renew your sense of power and give you the crown. So for some of you, you might be called to relocate physically for work, and a promotion or salary increase or a better job might be on the horizon for you. But you don't see this coming. And then it's realizing that even though what might be coming up for you, Taurus, is chaotic, is confusing, you are closing out a cycle that you've been needing to close. And I'm hearing that like your maturation process and all the growth that you could ever achieve or undertake in this work environment is now complete. So you can't grow in that environment anymore. And again, we're seeing this comfrey here in this beautiful archway, and it looks healthy. And I'm seeing this image of you kind of being in this archway that's preventing you from growing further. Whereas on this card with the ayahuasca rebirth, we see this kind of being here is just like rich and fertile and plentiful. There's all kinds of fruits, there's flowers, there's leaves. So I'm definitely sensing a move for my Tauruses, and it's going to be for the better. Some of you, if you're looking to conceive, you might get pregnant as you relocate, and this relocation might actually be better for your family if you have kids or if you've been thinking about having kids. Snakes could also be significant, and also, even though this change might be difficult to move through, you do have a guardian angel that's watching over you as you go through this transition. So that was a really interesting message for Taurus. Let me know how that resonates or doesn't resonate. We are now going to move. Wow, I did Taurus before Gemini. I did. Okay, we are now going to move into Gemini, which I should have done before Taurus. No, actually, we're fine. Okay. Aries, Taurus. Now we're moving into Gemini. Okay. So you might be feeling confused around this time too. I know I've been struggling to kind of make decisions, and I've definitely been pulled in different directions. So making decisions has not always been easy over the past few weeks especially. And I'd say it was probably since we entered Gemini. So again, we're kind of getting that dual energy playing out. So the message that wants to come through right now is to take your time. If you don't need to make a decision right away, take the time you need. And also a very light divination practice that I use to help me make decisions when it is either a yes or a no. I look at a clock, and before I look at the clock, I set the intention that an even number means yes and an uneven number means no. And you can associate the numbers any way you want, and is to set that intention and then ask your question and then look at the clock. Then you have your answer. So for example, if you get an email that comes in that you're not sure if you should respond right away or not, you can ask, okay, I'm going to set the intention that even numbers are yes, uneven numbers are no. Should I answer this email right away? And then you look at the clock and it's an uneven number. No. Take your time, because things are definitely kind of feeling rattled and shaken up. I've been experiencing it, so I wouldn't be surprised that this energy is currently moving through the collective as well. So, Gemini, we have Blue Lotus, Intuition, with a 5. And then we also have Self-Love coming through with this beautiful peacock. And underneath the deck, we have the Sovereign again coming through. And this was in reverse. And underneath this deck, we have Passion Flower, Surrender. And it's interesting because this is the reading for Gemini, and I'm being very drawn to the dual aspect of this card. There's 2 owls, there's 2 flowers right beside each other. And that card was also in reverse. So let's see, message that wants to come through for Gemini during Gemini season. It definitely has to do with your intuition. That's going to be a big theme. You might be feeling or experiencing discomfort around your third eye. You might be experiencing headaches. This is because there's an energetic upgrade that wants to come through. And I'm getting the clear message that if you start getting migraines, it's because there's self-care that needs to be improved. So maybe you've been working too hard, pushing yourself when you need more rest. And then we also have Passion Flower, Surrender. So with reversals, when it comes to interpreting them, I often see them as either meaning a blockage or something that is veiled that you don't see yet. So with the surrender card being in reversed, this is an energy you're going to be called to tap into, Gemini, if you haven't already, because I'm definitely sensing that you're pushing yourself too hard, and it might be work related for a lot of you. And this excessive work might also be triggering headaches and discomfort, and it might even impact your health. Because there's a need for you to surrender and not push so much. Look how peaceful this woman is. And it's interesting, there's like two symbols for Neptune here. So there's the Neptune glyph there. And then if you look at this woman's head, her headpiece also looks like the Neptune glyph as well. So Neptune could be significant. I don't know where Neptune might be transiting your birth chart at this point in time, or it might be making a significant aspect, or this might be a simple message in regards to your Neptune placement in your birth chart, to go look at what house Neptune sits in and what zodiac sign, because Neptune is coming through very strongly on this card. And also I'd say your moon as well, because we have the moon here twice on this card and then on this card as well. So your moon placement could be significant, and even the relationship, I'd say, between Neptune and the moon. And then we also have the sun here on this card, as well as the moon. So there's definitely a different kind of interplay going on between these three planets. Mind you, the sun and the moon are called luminaries, but you get the point. These celestial bodies, there's definitely something going on with the three of them. I'm also being drawn to the flowers. So this one is called this one here is called the blue lotus, but the flowers over here on this woman's head look very similar. So passion flower and lotus could be significant for you at this time. And then we have the number 5, which indicates change. And then we have the number 7 over here, which is a very spiritual number. So I'm definitely getting the sense that for Gemini, you're going to be initiated into surrendering. And this surrender has to do with your intuition. So for some of my Geminis, you're already getting the intuitive hit of what direction you need to be taking with your life. And for some of my Geminis in particular, you are getting these headaches, you are getting these physical symptoms because you're not listening. So the main message for Gemini coming through this season is that you need to surrender. And also with Neptune images coming through, pay attention to your dream time. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a safe drive. I appreciate you taking the time to pop on here. But yeah, Gemini. Oh, I've been doing all right. I'd say things have definitely been kind of all over the place. I'm currently redoing this reading after it deleted somehow. So here we are. And tech's been weird. But anyways, besides that, I'm doing good. But yeah, so for Gemini, this blue over here is significant as well. So seeing blue flowers could be something that you notice over the next coming weeks. And there's a big need for you to practice self-care. Yeah, I have no idea what's been going on with tech. Like, shit's been deleted, things are glitching and like not sending. I keep getting notifications on my phone saying you have no Wi-Fi and no service. And I'm like, this is weird. And that has been going on for the past like 3 days now. Like, it's so weird. But anyways, self-care for Gemini. And I'm kind of getting in the sense that for my Gemini, some of you might feel uncomfortable practicing self-care and taking that time, but you need to, and it's going to amplify your intuition. And if you've been feeling kind of stressed out and kind of just constricted, practicing self-care, taking that bath, going for that massage, really paying attention to your body more is going to be very helpful and supportive. All right, so that was for Gemini. We're now going to move into Cancer and see what Gemini season has for Cancer. All right, so we have Mugwort, Psychic Healing. And I'm already getting the message that for Cancer right now, if things have been difficult and you don't understand why, you are healing your maternal bloodline. And then we also have Elder Wisdom. You are gaining a lot of wisdom through healing your maternal bloodline. And then we have Strength coming through for Cancer. And the moon is here saying hello as your planetary ruler. We also have Withdraw at the bottom of the deck. And it's in reverse. So this is definitely not a season for Cancer to withdraw. And then we have, I can never say this right, psilocybin, commune. So right off the bat, this is a very busy time period for Cancer. You might be out socializing a lot. You might be out meeting different people. And I'm kind of getting this imagery that you might be out of the house every night of the week, constantly either doing business meetings, meeting with organizations or associations, or doing physical activity, playing sports, training, and things like that. So definitely a busy time period for Cancer for sure. And while you are physically busy, you are also spiritually busy with this psychic healing going on. And as I said, this has to do with your maternal bloodline that's coming through, because I'm seeing not only do we have a feminine elder on this card, we also have the elder, which I'm seeing as a feminine energy coming through. Grandmother energy times 2, I would say, for Cancer. So there's something significant that has to do with a grandmother or great-grandmother. I'm sensing that for most of my Cancers, it's the grandmother or great-grandmother on your mother's side of the family, but it could be your father's mother, for example. But I'm definitely getting maternal energy, especially with this portal here that is circular. It kind of looks like this full moon over here, and as mentioned, the moon rules Cancer, and the moon is a feminine archetype. So a lot of moon energy, psychic energy, mysticism. Your dreams might be particularly vivid and strange at this time. And I'm sensing that if you start to record your dreams over the next coming weeks, you're going to notice a pattern. And this pattern has the key to unlock something about your bloodline that you never knew but need to know. And then I'm also being drawn to this card that says commune and then the elder. And I'm seeing the little berries as important kind of networks. And I'm seeing these little beings of light as guides that are currently surrounding you, Cancer, and helping you network and really bring in this community that's going to be very important for you in the upcoming weeks. So this, again, could be business related, it could be an association, organization, and things like that. I'm also sensing that you might feel as though you are burning the candle at both ends. So there is a need to take some breaks when you can and refuel, because you want to make sure that you don't need to withdraw. Because as I said, this card is in reverse, and this is symbolizing to me that this energy is a past energy. And so you need to leave that behind. And if you're having a particularly hard work day, you need to tap into the energy of strength to pull through, because there's a lot of moving pieces for Cancer during this season. There's going to be very important business meetings happening over the next coming weeks and months. You might need to travel for these business meetings, but they're really going to allow you to lay the foundation you need to be successful. And I'm hearing this success starting to pour in for some of you in the upcoming weeks, but for most of you, it's going to be next year, around this time. So though you might feel as though you are working excessively hard, continue to do so. It will pay off. I'm trying to see if there's any other messages that want to come through for Cancer. But no, that's all I'm seeing for Cancer. Next up is Leo. So let's see what message Gemini season has for Leo. All right, so we have Underworld. And that came through in reverse. And then we also have the Sage that is upright. And then we have, oh my God, this is so cool, Rosemary, Ancient Memory, that came through in reverse. Okay, so already there's a lot of subconscious hits coming for Leo over the next coming weeks and or months, and it's going to require you to dive deep into your shadows and into your subconscious, especially with the Underworld card being here and it being in reverse. Sorry, reverse. So for me, this is indicating that you're going to have to take a deep dive and spend time alone. Kind of in introspection, contemplation, meditation might be helpful at this time. Or spending time in nature, because we have nature at the bottom of the deck. Let's see the other one. We have Dragon's Blood with Anima Mundi at the bottom. Number 51. So we have 51, we have 3. So 51 gives us a 6. We have 3. So 3s could be significant. 6 could be significant. I'm hearing that for a lot of my Leos, either you are in a relationship with someone who is very spiritual, or you're going to be meeting someone who's very spiritual, and either this person was a significant other that helped prep the groundwork for the introspection you're going to have to do, or you're going to be meeting someone very spiritual in the next coming weeks or months that's going to initiate you into your subconscious so you can start to do this groundwork. Because I'm being really drawn to this card and kind of the different planetary energies we have going on. So we have Mercury, we have the Sun twice, and then we have also Mercury going on. So Mercury is the planet of information, of communication, data, analysis, and you have the Sun there twice. So there might be something significant going on with the Sun and Mercury in your birth chart. Current planets could be transiting your Mercury or your Sun placement and kind of activating these ancient memories that need to come forward. Because there's definitely something ready to be illuminated, and this illumination has to do with your ancestors and your past lives. Because we have ancient memory, and then we also have these little figures here, which are making me think of ancestors. And then we also have this woman here as well. That could be either a passed on loved one coming through. And then we have Dragon's Blood, Anima Mundi. And to me, this indicates that the world is in the palm of your hands, but you need to know yourself, Leo. So there's a need to really dive on deep and really figure things out. And we have Pluto on this card, and we also have Black Moon Lilith. So Black Moon Lilith is your symbol of empowerment and power and radical kind of self and energy. I also attach it to your shadow self as well. So Lilith is raw power, and she's often misunderstood. So your Black Moon Lilith placement could be significant and activating at this time. And Black Moon Lilith energy is often energy that we feel guilt or shame around. And it's often an energy that lies dormant in our subconscious and even in our unconscious if we really don't know who we are. So there's this encouragement on the table for you, Leo, to start to dive in and really explore these parts of yourself. And I'm kind of sensing that exploring these parts might uncover some pain that you never knew was there. And that this might be very difficult for you, but know that you are supported as you do so. There's also a dragon here, obviously with dragon blood coming out. So dragons could be significant, or there could be someone around you whom dragons are significant. And though the Rosemary card was in reverse with the ancient memory, a lot of the memories you're going to be recalling over the next few weeks or months have to do with this sage energy. So I'm definitely sensing that a lot of my Leos, whether you're aware of this or not, but you were an ancient magician or sage or philosopher in a past life. And it's that energy that is going to be bubbling to the surface in the upcoming weeks or months. And it's energy that needs to come out. I'm sensing that for some of my Leos, you've been suppressing this side of you, and this side being suppressed might be causing inflammation. It might be causing, hang on, I'm just going to reposition myself a little bit here. This suppression might be causing inflammation, swelling, holding on to weight also, because you're not in complete alignment with who you are at a soul level. And Spirit is coming through to say it's because these parts of your soul are still dormant and you need to go into the underworld to activate them. And the underworld is your subconscious and your shadow side. So beginning shadow work for my Leos is going to be significant over the next coming weeks and months in order to really initiate this remembrance. All right, so that's all I'm seeing for Leo. We're going to go ahead and move into Virgo. So let's see, Gemini messages for Virgo. Interesting. Have Mugworth Psychic Healing coming through, and this card came out for Cancer. And then we have Self-Love coming out, and this card came out for Gemini. So either Cancer and or Gemini could be significant for you, Virgo, at this time. You could be meeting one of those signs also. And then beneath the deck we have Movement, which is a beautiful card, and it was in reverse. And then we also have Yarrow Harmony. So right away for Virgo, with Movement being in reverse, I am sensing that things might not be moving the way you want them to. And it's very interesting because as I hold this card upside down as it came out, I'm seeing the snake moving downwards. So for some of my Virgos, if you're feeling blocked or impatient or as though things aren't moving fast enough, there's a need for you to descend into your lower chakras and, I was going to say figure out, but no, figure out isn't the right word. Explore why this slowness is impacting you so much. Where's this impatience or frustration or stress really coming from? And really dive into the root. And pun is intended because I'm sensing root chakra energy coming through for Virgo at this time. And we also have Mugworth Psychic Healing. So there's definitely something that my Virgos are meant to come to terms with in regards to their root chakra. And it's going to involve psychic healing. So with psychic healing, how I usually interpret that is that it's healing that can happen in the dream time, or it's healing that can happen with spiritual practices such as meditation or prayer or setting intentions, setting or casting spells if that's your thing. But there's some healing coming through for Virgo over the next coming weeks and months, and it has to do with your root chakra. I'm sensing that there's like a block there that needs to be looked at, and it's a block that for some of my Virgos, you're aware of what this block is. For others of my Virgos, you have no idea what this block is. But in terms of kind of guidance, I'm getting Neptune and the moon here as your planetary guide. So going to look at where your moon and Neptune sit in your birth chart might be helpful in terms of clearing this block, and or their relationship with the other planets, and or the current transiting planets. So pay attention to both those celestial bodies. Chiron also is coming through for some of you. Oh, it's the first time I noticed that as I look at this card a lot closer. There's a little goddess statue in here. You can't really see her, but there's a little goddess there. So for some of my Virgos, this block in the root has to do with the feminine. And for some of you, this block might have been passed down by a female relative as well. And with self-love and Yarrow coming through with harmony, there's a need for you, Virgo, to be very delicate and gentle with yourself as you explore this block, because I'm sensing that for some of my Virgos, this block, whatever this is, might be a family kind of secret that has never seen the light of day. And it might be very shocking. So whatever that is, and whenever this discovery is made, there's a need for self-love to be practiced, and for you to tap into the frequency of harmony as well. Because I'm definitely sensing that whatever this family kind of secret is, once it's revealed, there might be a lot of anger that comes through. And anger, of course, is in the root chakra. So that could explain that kind of block I'm sensing within the root. And it's interesting because we have the number 15 here, which makes a 6. And 6 is the lovers. So we're getting that love energy come through twice for Virgo. We also have Venus. So Venus could be significant for you as well. And Libra could be significant for you also, because we have the scales here. So it's knowing that whatever this blockage is, whatever this secret is, it is going to come to light, and there is going to be harmony and justice that come out of the situation, though it might not seem like that at first. So those are all the messages that are coming through for Virgo at this time. If ever you're interested in getting more personal support, this can be in regards to your own birth chart. This can be an oracle card reading or archetype wheel reading. Feel free to check out my website at iamthedragongoddess.com. And if you're really not sure which of my services is best for you, feel free to write me an email as well. I would love to hear from you. I'm sending you so much love.